Oh, also gonna get these guys to wear their mics.
All right, so we're back with round 3. This is going to be Heat 1. We have Matthew Bunting or Mayhew. We have Brad Henderson. Mayhew's playing. He's playing Skorne. Excuse me. He's playing Morghoul 2 in Winds of Death with an Archidon, 2 Cyclops Brutes, a Shaman, and Optimus Marquette. He has an Extoller Soul Ward, a Gatorman Husk, which is the fun tech piece, but I think it's really relevant in this scenario pack. Just with Ambush, and it's relatively difficult to kill. He has an Immortal Vessel, which is relevant. He has max Beast Handlers, 2 Catapult Crews, 2 Siege Animanterixes, and a Supreme Guardian. So this list is pretty scary. It's kind of a variation of the common Resheth one. Has a different battle group, obviously. The Archidon's pretty important for sprint on Morghoul. The only thing I don't love... Oh, he does have a Soul Ward. I missed it. So the Soul Ward's important because Morghoul needs to see things for his feet to work. Feeding on stuff and then letting Animanterixes shoot it seems pretty good. Animanterixes that are shooting, heavies at Rat 11 is okay. And even then, you're Rat 9 against small bases, which sometimes is the bane of the Animanterixes. So Brad is playing Scary Gary in Defenders of Ios. Gary. So it's Garryth 2 with 2 Harpies and Sad Jack Moros, because he's one morose dude. And he has a Fane Knight Guardian, probably to help keep Garryth alive. He's got 2 Mechanics, Iris 1, Fane Knight Skerith Isian, who I always just think he's... Skerith makes me think of Dahlia and Skerith, and I know they're spelled different, but I always say them the same, and anyway, it's a whole thing. He's got a heavy rifle team, which I don't see a lot of, double Arcantric Force Generators, and double Trident. So we
don't see a lot of Ret because locally we don't have a lot of Ret players.
And the Ret players that we have, again, thank you Matt Blaisdell for Garryth 2. He was pretty instrumental in that CID. He had a lot of good ideas and a lot of good feedback because he's pretty good at game design. But my point is, what I was going to say was, in a rare site, we have more battle engines on the opposing side than on the Skorne side.
Yeah, who'da thunk it? Who'da thunk it?
So these are really great battle engines all over. Tridents are scary. We just saw an assassination. Some other guys playing with Tridents charging with dual attack and being able to get shots on like Fiora 3. So it's going to be kind of rough. Morghoul 2 has stealth, so that might be relevant. But I mean, his armor is paper, so.
Yeah, Brad's list does not have a Helios anymore.
What was that, Rob?
One of the watcher part of our stream was mentioning that I guess his old list used to have a Helios in it. Now it does not. Oh, Hyperion. Well, it has no huge bases anymore. Well, wait.
It has 4.
It's got the Crickets. It's got Trident, so it's got plenty of huge bases. Just no Hyperion.
I can't imagine.
So no out of activation crit consumes. Is that right, or is that the?
No, that was with Assyria. Hyperion is with Assyria out of activation crit consume because Assyria has ancillary attack.
Well, I guess Garryth too.
I guess
feet,
with his feet,
right?
yeah,
unless
you're
it's
right.
activation only. But no, it can't be because ancillary attack does it too.
Yep.
That would be pretty funny, but I don't think it's actually that great attack because you still need a crit. Assyria, on the other hand, that's pretty solid.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, she can feed an ancillary attack it, so it gets the sign of importance. That's fun. I have found that I am scared of Ret as a Skorne player, and part of it may just be me needing to play better, and part of it may be that the people who play Ret here play Ret very differently than everybody else.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Because, like, the Ret players we have here play Garryth in Shadows of Ios, or Shadows of the Retribution, so he's not running Tridents. But mortality plus tridents is pretty scary, so...
Can you hear them fairly well? Now that they're... You guys can start whenever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're sorry. Yeah. You guys can start whenever you guys are ready.
All right.
Go ahead.
No.
Sorry. Go ahead. Like I said, continuing my continuing professionalism of having this so well thought out. Matt's just quietly judging me.
I've been loudly judging you for a while on the stream, so I thought maybe I would, switch it up. No, I was actually just looking at these lists again. I played a lot of Morghoul 2, and I don't just.
Yeah, you guys good.
I played a lot of Morghoul 2, and I don't necessarily like him in Winds of Death. But I also am not a giant fan of. How do I say this? I don't know. This list is weird to me because for some reason Morghoul's not putting the same pressure that Resheth does, so I'm worried that you're going to have some issues. Of course, Mehu plays quite a bit more than I do, I think. And so, I mean, it's not like he just threw this list together and decided that was what was going to happen. The Gatorman Husk is throwing me, but for 3 points in ambushing, relatively tough model to kill is fine.
Looks like we got a slight bathroom break.
A bathroom break.
I guess they both decided they needed to go to the Wizard.
I wonder whose clock it's on.
I think they're both somehow clocking themselves in
Got
this
it.
process because they're both going to the restroom. Got him mic'd back up at least. Matthew is. I'm gonna go grump at. Oh wait, no, we got Brad as well. And they are getting going. All right, we're starting the deployment. If I remember right, Brad won the roll and decided to go first.
Yep.
As is often the case.
So, Mehu, they had a little discussion at the beginning of the game about how they didn't like that burning cloud, and Mehu said, "Yeah, that's why I gave you that side."
I love tossing hazards onto the boards. We tend to put about a quarter of our boards will have a quarter to a third of our boards will have hazards on them. And we also like to change up the scenarios because I think sometimes when you go to events, not all of them, but sometimes when you go to events, they always do I can't even remember what it's called. Do you remember what the method is where you just go put a mop piece in the center and then like 6? And then
I don't remember. I call
cluster.
it radial,
I think
but that's not the.
I think it's cluster. You know, a lot of places just do the cluster. I think you should change it up. I think it adds variety to the game, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think that's good. And then we also like to toss in hazards just because they're a cool part of the game, in my opinion. And a lot of people don't really. They catch people off guard because they don't play with them a lot.
Yeah, we had first round. We had a question. Somebody came over and asked me how a burning forest worked.
Yeah, I wish it didn't go away, but it does. And
Yeah.
so that's a little weird.
Well, they weren't necessarily asking, I guess, if it went away. They were just like, what is it? And I'm like, it's a forest that's on fire.
Yeah, so it's both a cloud and a forest.
Yeah, it's both a cloud and a forest, but if you enter it or enter activation in it, you catch on fire.
Yep. Yeah, I've been debating whether, well, it's not going to be a thing anymore once Oblivion hits, but I was debating, I've always wanted to have a burning hill, but that one bothers me a lot because if you have like wind blast, like the other ones I can like justify in my head for why they disappear.
Sure.
Like the burning forest, the wind blast blows it all away, you get all fluffy, you can come up with I can just suspend disbelief enough to make it work in my brain. But a hill, I sit there and go, there should still be a hill.
No, it burned to the ground.
It is the ground!
No, it burned low. It burned lower than the ground.
No. Then it's like glass. It's just
Yeah.
like...
So, I played a war game many years ago that had hill rules that required you to move half speed up a hill,
Yeah.
but double speed down a hill. And then in a later edition, they were like, "No, this is dumb. Hills don't impede movement at all."
Or speed you up.
Yeah, they were just cool. Oh man.
So you got the hearing this time. So what's going on?
They're just setting up. They're not really chatting.
Oh, that's fun.
They are, like Mayhew, of course, said that he was going to ambush the husk, and so Brad's taking his first turn.
All right.
I need to stop drinking alcohol and start drinking coffee.
Those aren't actually exclusive.
He says as he drinks more alcohol.
Those are also not mutually exclusive drinks.
I do have some peppermint schnapps. I could. So, Giga-bites sells beer, so I can't actually. They sell food and drinks, so I can't actually come in with peppermint schnapps. But if I went out into the parking lot,
we could be degens in the parking lot.
Man, that would be degenerate. That would be awful. Degenerate is the perfect word for that.
Degens.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you had the perfect.
It's the perfect word.
I'm too degen to say the whole word. No, like 100%.
That sounds like college for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Got a wonderful story involving what I called shots and walks. Oh man, good times to be young and drunk. Now I'm just old and drunk. It's different.
Yeah.
I'm not drunk now.
So,
yawning much, huh? It's like you were up late last night.
right. Yeah. So, I mean, Brad's just advancing. He's running the tridents up. This list kind of, I think, does what the Skorne list does with battle engines, which is normally you would think this list with few models doesn't deal with scenario well, but the tridents are really mobile, and they're on huge bases. They don't really lose a lot for moving.
Well, you mentioned, like, we've talked about it. I don't remember if we mentioned on the stream, but part of the reason, your opinion, I think you're kind of honest. You're right a little bit. The reason it works, Skorne Beast bricks work while other faction Beast and Jack bricks sometimes don't work, is because of the Derp Turtles, or the Siege Animaterics as they're known properly, and the Supreme Guardians, but primarily the Derp Turtles, is because you can bring a brick, like in the K3, you can bring a solid brick, or with someone else you can bring a good brick, but then you also have these very mobile, very powerful pieces that they're hard to remove, and they also will, be places and kill shit and stuff. And that's part of the reason I think the Skorne bricks can work, but you're right that the tridents, the tridents can do something similar.
Yeah.
And then the shooting in Garryth's list is pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, you think when you look at them, they're like, oh, they're power 13, but there's a bunch of them, and there's
shots,
mortality.
And mortality.
Yeah. So.
And his feat's really good, like with those Arcantric Force generators. And I mean, the Trident's not bad too, because they've got, is the big gun a 13?
So Garryth cast Road to War on himself. And he's just going to advance and reposition forward. So hopefully within 23 inches of Derp Turtles.
Still perils himself.
Because that's what this game needs, is a bottom of one assassination.
That's what top table is today.
Yeah, I said that to somebody while we were preparing for the game. I was like, we were setting up. I'm like, man, this looks like I won't have a break after this stream, because this one might get grindy. I don't know. I think this is going to swing really fast one way or the other. Both of these lists are fast, and both of these lists.
And to answer, we kind of went into it a little bit, but we didn't talk about it exactly. The yellow terrain is actually burning Earth.
Yeah.
I believe they're playing it as a cloud. They didn't add any other features to it. So that creates, it's a cloud effect that if you end your activation, you gain continuous fire. That was it actually made an influence on what side Mayhew wanted, which was
Yeah.
which was the other side because he really didn't want to be on that side with the fire.
Yeah. Which, in honesty, I think it's fine because Garryth doesn't want to hide behind it. But the problem is, well, he has Isle of Sight in his list. I was going to say the problem is Morghoul doesn't want to have to, like, feat in a weird way. But I think we have a house in the middle of the board anyway, so he's going to have some problems with,
And that's an 11.
like, what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he may... Brad may be able to hide something relevant behind the house, which is going to stop it from being... Actually, you could probably hide several things behind the house because of the way line of sight works, which is going to be bad because... what's his name? Morghoul 2 has to see his target. That's going to be sucky. I mean, unless you're Brad, in which case you think it's great. Looks like Matt's doing some measurement. I really want to see... I mean, I don't.
So, to Steven's question, we did make a post about it. You can see it up at an earlier part of our stream where there's a post with both their lists. We will probably be editing the section later to add that, but it is not add because when we started the stream, we did not know which list they were playing yet.
Yep. So, I don't want this because I'd like us to see a game that lasts longer than 2 turns on the top table. But I also, part of me that plays Skorne would really love to just see a Morghoul feat and attempted assassination. That's a bad play. Don't do that. Don't listen to me. I make bad decisions.
Like putting casters on flags, right?
Yeah, or camping 0. When I say to myself in my brain, the only way I lose this is by assassination, and I camp 0. That sounds real smart, right?
Yeah.
So, I'll always, and this is one of the reasons I'm not good at streaming. I always vote for the stupid play that's flashy.
You do that when you play anyway.
Yeah, but when I play, like, there's usually only one person watching me. I was playing against a newer player once, and I was like, and I got Hakar on his caster, and I was like, you shouldn't do this mathematically, but I'm gonna combo strike.
Yeah.
And he just kind of looked at me, and I'm like, because mathematically, like, dice off 2 is 2 dice off 2s is way better than 1 dice plus, like, 4. And he was like, yeah, I guess I see that. And I'm like, but I like the chance of one-shotting you. I did not one-shot him. But I like the flashy play, which I think is why I like 9 Slayers, because I'm combo striking all the time. What is Matt? You've got something up in front of the screen. What's Matt rolling dice for? He did move a turtle pretty aggressively.
He's taking some shots.
Taking some shots at a trident.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. I think the turtles are probably a little more mobile than the trident, but it's not by a lot, and scenario is going to become an issue as well. And I think one thing I like about Brad's list is I actually like that it has, like, the 2 stationary pieces in the AFGs, the Arcantric Force Generators, combined with the 2 kind of mobile pieces. You kind of are in a threatening, well, you can't sit there because the AFGs are pretty good at range, and the tridents can shoot you, but you also, if you come closer, you know, the trident, you're playing into the tridents as well. So I like that. I think I like the way that this plays. I haven't played against this list, so I'm interested to see how this goes.
He can give any one of the guys +1 to hit.
I think that the Supreme Guardian is going to be really important in this matchup, and I'm a little worried that there's not a lot of things to give him souls.
So we're still taking some shots. Got
I'm wondering where the Supreme Guardian is going. Because he can't make a brick with the Guardian and the Turtles. Really. I guess he could, but he'd be kind of choreographing where he can go next turn. But it's going to be relevant because Garryth is going to have trouble, like I said, getting a Mortality on something with Arcane Vortex out. Mehu also doesn't have an Agonizer or a Kreia in this list, both of which would be relevant in this game. But I looked at his other listing; doesn't have Ancestral Extoller Advocates, in his Exalted list. So maybe he's just on that no support train. I think that the Armor 22 for your Turtles from a Kreia or from an Agonizer really pushes it up to a point where it's backbreaking into some lists. And so I'm loath to give it up, but I get it. He also has double brutes, which is going to be helpful as well, just because he can take those shots. Like
getting some souls on the Supreme Guardian right now.
What's he killing?
Beast Sailors?
He's probably killing the Beast Sailor. You're right.
It might be because I don't see the catapult guys.
Yeah, I was like I was thinking once he gets the catapult into position, he could just kill the crew members. That would work. All right. So he switched. Brad's looking at his options. I don't know how high they determined that house was. I didn't hear that discussion because it might be relevant as far as blocking some line of sights this game. I'm sure we'll get a judge call about it.
That'll be something way harder to rule on.
I mean, in fairness, if we get a judge call, it's a 3D house, so we can just measure the house.
Yeah. I did actually have to just tell some people that earlier, which was alright.
Well, that's like one of my least favorite judge calls. Anything about train is my least favorite judge call. But like, we went to a tournament recently, and I had to tell almost all of my opponents that houses could be different heights, and that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain way people play, and I don't know. You and I are a little weird, I think.
Yeah.
14 at -2.
Partially because we like 3D terrain. Not that other people don't like 3D terrain. So.
Yeah, Brad's just trying to figure out what he can get.
So he is asking about Morghoul's defensive stats and how much fury he has. So,
yep. Always a fun. I actually just saw a meme about this and saved it to my phone. It's the Ralph Wiggums when your opponent starts their turn and asks how much are you camping, and the answer is, I'm in danger. Yep.
Yeah.
Because I think the issue is going to be what I saw happen in not Brad's game, but another game. If the Tridents can make a charge and then take shots.
Yeah, you don't want You don't want people rolling on your caster. Is the reality?
Yeah.
I think I've said it before on this stream, but best way to get your caster dead is let your opponent roll on them.
So, yeah, like, and I know I've said this before. When I played a different war game, I listened to it. We were friendly online, but he played in Europe, in the UK rather. Excuse me, UK. I apologize. Also, I apologize, EU. But there was a guy in the UK that played, and he always said, like, don't let people roll dice. And at first I thought that made him kind of a butthole. And I was like, no, what he means is if you give people a chance, then there's a chance they can succeed. And that's the same thing. Like Jared Fisher always says, don't let people roll dice on your caster. Same idea, right? Like if you give people a chance, they have a chance. If you don't give them a chance, then they don't. Which sounds really stupid. Sounds very John Madden-ish of me. But especially when you're talking about a game like War Machine Hordes, where you have your caster that if they die, you're done. There's a lot of times there's many times when I've been playing and I've done stuff with my caster that I didn't need to. Because realistically, even if your caster contributes 10%, that's better than contributing 100% and dying. Mm-hmm. Like if the game is, if it's not going to win you the game, for you to put your caster in a dangerous position, it's almost never worth it. Which again sounds sane, right? But people try, and I'm super guilty of this. I try to get the most work out of my caster as possible, and that bites me in the butt 90% of the time. Interesting side fact: 86% of statistics are made up on the spot.
This is glowering at you.
I think Brad should go for it. It's a 50-50. There, now I've completed the circle, and you can really just hate me. I'm going to sit here and drink my Spark Ale.
The Spark Ale. So it's a sparkling rose ale.
It's ale with apple, cranberry, peach, and cherry, and it tastes like all of that, but also not that great.
It's kind of like bad cider and bad beer, right?
And that's a pretty good approximation. I just don't like IPAs, and that's not really true. I don't like super hoppy IPAs. And so rather than guess how hoppy an IPA is, or ask, I'm just like, whatever, I'll get something else.
You can't ask me, because I've got the problem with, with beers where I have the same problem with, with cocktails, where I tend to underestimate the amount of alcohol that has been put into them. And so I'm like, oh, this isn't particularly strong, and then I give a person a cocktail, and they're just like, this is just straight liquor. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, what did you think a cocktail was?
True.
I made you a gin and vodka. What did you think?
Oh.
That also, well, first of all, it has gin and no tonic, so it sounds awful. Because I'm a G&T kind of guy. What's Brad? You think Brad's still thinking about this? You can hear him, I know.
Yeah, so he's definitely gone into some classic think machine here. And
classic. Does he have a
Jurassic
Park shirt on? I'm just noticing this. Does he have a Jurassic Park shirt?
No, I think it's. Oh, he does. He does.
Because he just wins. Like John's just gonna give him the W.
Yeah, that's how you win here. Is you just wear dinosaur and Jurassic Park.
Also, if you're on the top table, apparently you assassinate your opponent top of 2.
So, if he doesn't do it, we're high-fiving. Because that means the stream will go longer.
Right?
Hey, this one's almost 30 minutes. We're doing better than the last one.
Well, Tommy assassinated pretty quickly, too, so
he was at
round
26,
1.
so this is best so far, I think.
Man, we're really good job, Brad. We're going to high-five you regardless of the game outcome. This is really weird to me. So Brian White came up and was talking to us a little bit last night. I know he's kind of soft-spoken. Maybe you guys didn't hear him. Maybe you didn't catch the stream. But he was saying, he was talking about how when he played in Mark II and was very competitive, that clock wasn't an issue, right? And clock has seemed to be a big issue for people, even on these top tables, and part of it is these kind of things, where you're worrying about math. All right,
we got some action going on.
All right, who's he rolling?
So he's not rolling damage. So he's shooting some guys. I think these are. I'm not sure what these are. I think they must be the Immortal Vessels.
Well, he's only got the one Immortal Vessel. That's the. He just. Even
He's
with
taking care of the shield guards.
yeah, he's got the well. He has 2 brutes, right? So Mehu has 2 brutes, which is relevant. Yeah, this is one. So like, I'm gonna sound like a big butt, right? But this is actually the part of pre-measuring I hate is like I can get the absolute perfect placement so that my huge base can go absolutely perfectly here, and then I have like this ring of people around where it's going to end up, but it doesn't. I have this ring of people and I have just enough space, and that's stupid because I'm bad at spatial awareness, so pre-measuring only helps me. But like, it always frustrates me because I think it's like sour grapes. So I'm like,
Someone's
I don't
paralyzed.
do that. Womp womp.
Who is it?
Oh, did Moros paralyze someone?
I think Moro's.
Here, I'll go check this table and see where the token's
Yeah,
at.
some stuff's going
'Cause I
on.
can't
Someone's
see-
paralyzed.
Yeah, because if Moros is paralyzed Morghoul, this is Bad Times Bears.
I think he paralyzed the blue.
Oh, well, I think it can still shield guard if it's paralyzed, so maybe he's just trying to do work this turn.
We got quite the. Oh. So we got a.
So this is Bad News Bears. He paralyzed the brute, then slam gunned him over Morghoul. It looks like Rob is dealing with the judge call about the placement of models. So it was a 3-inch slam when I got up to check. So we're gonna figure that out. I thought Morghoul was steady, which is what I'm looking up right now. Again, I played a bunch of games with him, so I should know. But that doesn't really mean much. People forget rules all the time. I watched a game at Giga-con here today where someone was assassinated by Kogrima spell assassinating Assyria, who has Arcane Vortex and had focus. So, people forget things. I'm just saying that because I forgot whether Morghoul's steady, but I thought he is.
Good stuff. 3 damage.
But that may be Morghoul 1.
And then the other guys.
He is steady, so this is just to figure out. This is just to push him forward, I think, because he's going to least displacement. We're going to figure out which way he's displacing. I mean, it should do. I mean, he's going to get a damage roll into him as well. But really, we're going to figure out where this placement is going to be. So, Rob's just figuring it out for him. It looks like, I think from this angle, Morghoul's going to get pushed back by this slam. And that's not necessarily what Brad wants. But I think that's what's going to happen.
Top 6 right now. Psychic power.
There we go. He's gonna do. Nope. If that's the final place, Morghoul's gonna get pushed forward, which is gonna suck. I don't know if that's gonna push him into range of anything. It probably will, because the real thing is gonna be, does that make him? Does that make him able to get shot, which is the relevant? Which it looks like that final placement of that Dawn Guard, he'll be able to shoot. All right, Rob. I was pretty sure I knew what was going on. He's knocking Morghoul forward with that slam.
A little bit.
I mean, it's yeah, like half an inch, maybe a little bit more.
A little bit less. It's
Okay.
not a whole lot, but the issue is I think that might put him in a melee threat. I'm not sure.
That's what I was trying to think. I didn't know about threats because he is steady, like I thought, so it doesn't knock him down.
Yeah, so I think
I thought maybe Brad was assuming that he was gonna knock him down, and
well, so now he's also base to base, so he can shoot that knocked down brute
got it.
and get some AoEs on him.
That's a good call. Yep. Yeah, this is not where you want to be with Morghoul. How many is he camping?
I actually did not check that.
That's fine. But like these battle engines are why I don't like Skorne into Ret right now. I mean, yeah, he's gonna do some AoEs. Oh, this is Mage Sight. Well, he doesn't have Mage Sight. Maybe he does, and I'm crazy. I thought he didn't. Who knows? Where's Matt Blaisdell? He wrote this card. Yeah, he does have Mage Sight. I'm not crazy. So, never mind. He's going to just see through Morghoul's stealth anyway. This is probably not going to go well for Morghoul. Is the other brute anywhere near Morghoul for this shield guard?
I think he already ate his shield guard out.
Okay. All right.
So it's tight. I mean, he's got to make all these pieces go right.
Right. This is going to be, and like I was kind of jokingly saying, I hate that you can make precise measurements because of
Like
pre-measuring.
I like it, but yes,
But I think I kind of jokingly say that. But yeah, like I think it's going to be necessary here. This is a relatively tight assassination, I think, unless I'm just missing something. But I don't think anywhere really has like melee threat on Morghoul. And it's certainly, I think one of the things that may happen here is that it may get bad on clock if this doesn't work out.
He's doing this pretty fast, but yes, you're right. I mean, this could eat a lot of clock. He's actually playing pretty fast.
He's playing pretty fast, but he has some time in the tank, and then I think that he's gonna continue to.
Yeah, so that's what he's gonna do, but he's still dealing with what defense 17 on
16.
Morghoul? 16. Yeah,
17 was too
right.
good unless you were Signar. I'm not bitter.
Yeah, you're
I mean, I shouldn't be bitter. Skorne's better than Signar for the first time in ever. But
well, so the beauty there is though he will also be getting cover if that's the placement on the
yeah,
on that
On
because
the
I don't
trident?
does Mage Sight doesn't get around cover, right?
I'll double check. I don't think so. I've still got it up. Forest and cloud effects when drawing line of sight,
Yeah, I thought it was just a line of sight issue.
and it's stealth. Andrew North stealth.
Yeah. So
That
so the cover is going to be a big deal. He didn't get pushed the right direction, basically. Because,
Sure.
Because of that. I mean, he may. I think that Brad may have some. Not Brad. Yeah, Brad may have some more tricks that he's planning.
Yeah.
That we're just not seeing because we're not familiar with his list.
I mean, like, I know that this list has a lot of very powerful shooting, has a lot of strong tech, so I'm not expecting this. Like, if he's going for it, I'm imagining his math is good, right?
Yeah. he's taking. Oh. There we go. He's taking some shots on Morghoul.
With what? The trident?
I didn't catch what that was. No, it's his battle group because it's, I think, Mage Sight.
Yes.
'Cause he hasn't moved his engines yet.
Yeah, here we go. I'm assuming that he's just going to end where that proxy is at. I don't know. You know, it occurs to me that Morghoul 2 is probably pretty good into this list, only because the battle engines can't shake blind.
Yeah, it's huge.
So he's rolling up number of shots. So, like I talked about blind earlier, but it hadn't occurred to me, you know, because I play Skorne and I have the Extoller Soul Wards, so I don't think about blind a lot. I'm like, whatever, my guys have eyeless sight. They don't really, but they kind of have eyeless sight. And so I don't ever think about it in that respect. But yeah, like, blind is kind of a big deal into battle engines. So maybe Brad feels like this is what he has to do, otherwise he loses battle engines. I mean,
well, he could also be somewhat counting on, you know, his feet. I didn't catch if he feeded, because we were trying to figure out what he was doing. I also think he may have not realized Morghoul 2 was steady. I'm not sure.
I kind of anticipate that was what happened at the beginning of this. And he thought, whatever, he'll be defense 9 because of cover. Actually, a lot of people get caught out on cover as well, and may have thought, oh, he'll be defense 5.
You mean steady? Yeah.
No, I was saying, like, people get caught on cover. Like, even if he thought that he was going to be knocked down, he may have also forgot about cover. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, you're knocked down. I'm like, yeah, but I'm in cover, so I'm a 9, which is relevant, right? Looks like he's got some more trident
charging
shots.
This model up here to get a little extra distance.
Yeah, well, and that's what the tridents do really well. Is, you know, same thing that the turtles trample right and then do shots. The tridents do the same kind of thing. They charge. Woo, that didn't look good.
So that was just a melee attack though.
I mean, yeah, but you don't like to see that. Yeah, I think his issue is going to be if Morghoul's not dead next turn, he picks up the tridents. Because, like, I think if Morghoul's not dead next turn, he picks up the tridents. But maybe the AFG can see Morghoul. I don't know if he can through the battle group.
I think he just hit him.
Uh-oh.
Dice plus.
Yeah, because it's only PAL 13.
So he's sitting on something. Not sure how much.
Yep. Probably hits
on this.
Yeah, it's probably not Rat 8. There we go. That one got him. Ugh. There's a transfer.
Transfer that one.
9 to the 3 somewhere.
So he is, oh, okay.
What's up?
He was debating whether he was going to take that damage. And, like, I sometimes follow that. You know, he figured out if he had any boosted attack rolls, boosted damage rolls, and he doesn't. He's got 3 more shots into him, but he needs 10s, I think? No, he needs 12s, unboosted. So
right.
He decided to transfer it. I think that's probably the right decision.
Yeah.
Because that means next turn he's less scared about this again if he fails to kill him.
Yeah. So I think one of the issues might be Morghoul's gonna feat this turn and catch 2 or 3 battle engines, and that's gonna be real bad. I think the technical term is real bad.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Well, so really, it's not that he needs the help to hit, right? It's just that it's going to buy him a free turn.
Well, yeah, and he's got two siege. He's got, well, so one of the tridents is going to come off from the Guardian. like that's just going to happen.
Yeah. Well, like, so the turtles can't charge the tridents, and if they give up their...
They can trample to him.
Yeah, but if they give up their initial trample, maybe they don't kill it, but they have the gunshots into it as well. They're PAL 15. Oh, it has Carapace, though.
Oh, you mean
Not the
yeah.
Tridents. I'm sorry, I said Tridents.
The crickets?
Yeah, the AFGs.
The AFC's Archmantric Force Generators.
Yeah. So like maybe Morghoul maybe Morghoul tries to feed on those and then kills the Tridents. And
Well, I think he's gonna kill.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Tridents are dead next turn, right?
Like, honestly, I think what's gonna happen is he's gonna sit on some Fury to not die.
Right.
He can catch at least 3 of the battle engines.
He'll probably. I think it'd be very hard for him to not catch 3.
And then he's going to go ahead and kill that Supreme Guardian gentleman. Has just got his choice between killing the top, the more middle, or the more bottom Trident.
Right. Well, so what I was thinking was because Morghoul doesn't even have to commit. Because at first I was thinking maybe Morghoul kills one, right? But he doesn't. Like Morghoul doesn't even have to commit. Like the Supreme Guardian can kill one, the turtle can kill another one, and he still has another turtle to like try to deal with battle group models.
Yeah. I mean, Garryth still has Moros, so he wants to get rid of Moros.
Yeah.
Because Moros is bad for.
Yeah, because if he can hit that paralyzed, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, Morghoul's bad news bears.
So I think he wants to get Moros off and keep himself out of Harpy range. Garryth still has Mortality, which is pretty powerful with those Harpies.
Yep. Well, I mean, like Garrett's not done, right? Like this isn't a done game.
Yeah.
I just think those Tridents are gonna get he's gonna lose the Tridents, I think, and it's gonna be how he comes back from that.
So I'm sitting here and I'm going, man, does Mayhew want to take out that bottom Trident so that he can go and get that bottom Dirt Turtle into the Cricket? Because I don't know, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I don't think that he can get the top one into that top Cricket.
No, he not without. I mean, he could trample, right? But then the Cricket has at most 3 attacks.
Well, either way, he's got to trample to it, right?
Yeah.
So, well, I guess actually what's really sad is he can I think that the Dirt Turtle can charge that model at the bottom.
Oh, and get on the.
I think he might, as long as the
and just take his. Just either do an impact attack or take one of his spear attacks as the charge.
Yeah.
And then just get all the tail attacks at the AFG. I mean,
I'm not sure that's going to be hard to remove the Trident
without getting
Kate, this is bottom of 2.
Yeah, Mayhew's taking his second turn. That's bottom of 2.
He's only immediately with them right now. Okay, so I'm going to interrupt.
Yeah, the AFG's on armor 18 and 24 boxes, so it's dice even 24. So I mean, he can't do it with 3 attacks without spiking, because then it's dice off 7 on the guns. So he's on average not doing any damage on the guns. But I mean, like if he can somehow get there with 4 attacks, he should on average kill it. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be one of those big swing turns, I think.
Well, so it is Garrett's feet, so he has to be careful where he puts that.
Yes and no. I'm wondering how his feet, because he can feet to shut them down, right? Because Morghoul can feet on probably 2, maybe 3 battle engines.
Yeah, but the issue is that Morghoul only does it for 10, and Garrett's control range is 14.
Well, Morghoul does for 12, but...
Was it 12?
Yeah. What I was saying was, it's not the range that matters as much as if he can get the battle engines, he starts to,
Well, so
like obviously the Harpies and Moros are...
If he gets up there and is able to survive, he just does it.
Yeah, like, he does have to deal with the fact that Morghoul's going to take a shot, because he can't not, right?
I can't remember. Do you have Garryth's feet up? Can Garryth only take one shot per, or is it like he can just unload it?
No, it's one shot.
Okay, so yeah. So that means it's gonna be well, unless Moros is there, that could be, which could be a problem.
That's what I was saying, right? Like, because Moros having paralyzed would be really bad. Well, so and that's why the blind is such a big deal, because blind just says you can't make ranged attacks, and that just kind of shuts down that feat.
Admittedly, he could just go engage, unless there's a special ruling on the feet, which I'm not sure.
They gain Black Penny.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter. I mean, like, they can't make range attacks out of melee unless his feet.
They can make melee attacks with his feet instead of.
Oh.
They can make melee or range attacks with his feet. I mean,
so that's also a problem.
And the Tridents have dual attack.
Well, they have slain on their melee attack.
Well, I was gonna say, like, even if you engage them, they have dual attacks. So they can shoot you if they wanted to. But yeah, no, the Tridents are like the feet's gonna be a problem. Mayhew just doing some measurement. I thought we were going to have us another top of 2.
I'm kind of glad it's not. This is a far more interesting game. So, because I mean, like we're talking about, like Morghoul has a really solid feat into this list.
Yeah.
And he's got really great tools to deal with it, but he has to pick his position really well.
Yeah. Well, like it's rough. This is the turn. I mean, you want to feed on this turn, so it's just it's going to be rough because Garryth's feat is going to dictate some stuff, and Garryth is going to be able to do some bad times things. But I think at the very least he gets these tridents, which is a big swing.
Yes. I think once he removes his tridents.
So it's not necessarily over at that point, especially because, you know, caster kill is always a thing. But the tridents are, I think, one of the biggest threats. The AFGs are less mobile. I mean, Moros still exists and is still a problem. So if he can pick up Moros and the tridents, he's sitting real pretty, I think. But I don't know that he can do that.
And he's still got, I mean, Brad's still got Eris. He's still got the heavy rifle team.
Right.
The Harpies aren't slouches as far as the blacks go. And, the Dawn Guards are pretty nasty.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, it's not like a slam dunk. But...
Well, and he has mortality too, so I think
right.
he can pull up one of those dirt pools.
Yeah.
So with good positioning, I think we're gonna get a bit of a slog. But
yeah.
If he gets a good feed off, the next turn will be really rough for Brad to recover from because he'll have like a very few number of models that can do much.
Yeah.
Because Fane Knight won't be able to. The rifle team probably can't. I don't know where Eris exactly is on the table.
Well, he's going to miss one of the AFGs, right? Because he's not going to be able to get in a position where he can get...
So it looks like they determined that this house was tall enough to block huge bases.
Cool.
Which...
Relevant mostly for Morghoul.
Yeah. So he's casting the incorporeal spell on himself?
Oh, very cool. Wandering through a building.
Oh, so he can walk through the building. He doesn't take non-magic damage.
Yeah. Well, and at this point,
he's camping a lot of fury.
Yeah. Does he have line of? Is he gonna feat at all?
He already feated. He got this the stuff on the left side of that house. He didn't get that trident and the thing. So where he was previously by that mage site spot is where he was.
Okay. So he moved up there. I'm surprised that he didn't make an attack at that trident.
I think he is. I think he's going to dual attack. I think he charged it.
No. I'm surprised Morghoul didn't make an attack on that trident.
I think it's because to be there he would be vulnerable instead where he is
I thought
right now.
I'm sorry. I thought he placed himself right next to the trident.
No, he is right in between some models who I believe are shield guards, and he is hugging that wall. So he has Brad's gonna have a hard time getting a beat on him, and
Right.
he's gonna be even harder to get rid of cover.
Yeah. I mean, my assumption is the turtle can take care of this trident.
Yeah, I mean, I think this Trident's gone, and then he's going to do some damage in that Arcantric Force Generator.
And again, he doesn't. Well, he might.
Or he's
not.
just going to do some damage into that model in the zone.
Well, he can't do damage. He with Carapace, he doesn't do a lot of damage.
So he's shooting into that the little guy. I don't know how much. Did you see how much he did into the?
No, but he has to do all the shots before he buys attacks. So because you have to take all your initials before you purchase. So.
So he's done. Dice off. I think he said 3.
Yep.
And our dice cam keeps going out on us, which is utterly obnoxious.
What's funny is that it works in between rounds, and then we just can't get it to work once people start rolling in it.
All right.
Cool. Yep, there goes that trident. So it doesn't matter if it got feeded on, because it died anyway. Now we've got, probably within walking attack range, sitting the Derp Turtle. What's really sad is that the repo also triggers Garryth's feat, so that's
So he was
fun.
taking some shots into a Harpy.
Yeah,
That's what he was doing.
sure. Well, and I mean, he picked up the trident, so there's that. Which, again, didn't really matter. I thought that Garryth feeded. Where's Garryth at on the board? Can you let us know?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over and screw with this camera real quick.
No. Well, so I guess
And I'll take a look.
My question was, I just wanted to know where he was. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why there haven't been shots at the Animaterics with Garryth's feet. You know, he.
Well,
Okay, there we go. I was wondering why there weren't feet shots happening. That's why I was asking about Garryth. I guess maybe he didn't want to shoot the Animaterics to give it rage tokens. Supreme Guardian's charging. Probably that trident. Yep. This is going to be bad times Bears because it's going to be bad time Bears because the trident is a huge base. Oh, the trident hit him with a melee attack. So dice off 3. Ooh, does 9. That's gross. So he cast Mortality on that trident that the Supreme Guardian charged, which seems kind of like overkill.
well,
Because that one was blinded, right? He hit needing a 7 to hit.
well. So I think part of it is if he sits on souls.
No. Yeah, that's right. I'm saying the trident hit needing a 7 and then boxcard damage for 9 damage on the Supreme Guardian on Garryth's feet attack.
Woof. Woof.
But I mean, straight dice with 4.
Wait, how did it make a range attack?
It didn't. It made a melee attack.
Oh, melee attack. Gotcha.
He should be crushing this.
Let's see if we can. That dice cam
Yep.
working.
Yep.
It's a little off center, but we can see it. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Until people roll dice in it.
Yeah.
So he's feeded on that AFG up top. So the AFG at the bottom is is still active. So Morghoul's only camping 1. Oh no, you know what? He has Marketh. I bet Marketh casts Mortality. That may be what happened. I didn't hear him say it, but that's
Yeah,
probably
he was
what
camping
happened.
a lot.
Yeah, I thought that he was camping 4, and then I was like, how did he also cast Mortality? And it was just Marketh. Just Marketh things.
That makes a lot more sense. Too.
Yeah.
Because Marketh isn't going to be able to.
Yep.
So he was taking some shots at the Harpy on the bottom. That's, by the way, I checked out.
Right there. 4 of them at -2 on him.
So he's staying back, trying to stay alive. Because he's feeding on a lot, but he's still got some stuff to worry about.
So, interesting side fact, Brutes have an Animus that make them slam 3 less inches. So
They can't be moved by slams, I thought.
No, they can't be knocked down or stationary, and they're slammed 3 less.
Oh, I'm sorry, you don't have a good Animus.
I mean, the point is that he only slammed him 3 inches, so that would have been a really funny thing to have done last turn.
Oh, yeah, and he wouldn't have been knocked down either, so...
I mean, really, you use it for the no knockdown and no stationary.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember, because we played a few games, and oh my god, what did he just roll a boxcars for?
Rolling to hit.
Okay, well...
Just feet shots. Yep. Alright, yeah, he's charging into the battle group with this Siege Animatrix.
Is that Moros over there, I think?
Yeah.
Take a look at it.
Yeah, he's charging Moros.
I mean, Moros is one of those models that needs to be done. That's pretty good die roll to hit on the charge attack.
Well, so that was the impact attack.
Ooh. Does Impact have knockdown?
No, only the tail does. Oh, I'm sorry, he contacted Moros, he did not charge Moros. But he has...
He's got a lot to do to Moros.
Yeah, I mean, he has a bunch of attacks, right? So
he's on to doing a boatload of damage to Moros.
Yep.
Oh,
11
that's
to
the
that
Harpy.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's done. Ooh, that's not good.
He's just swinging his spears at the Harpy.
Oh, okay.
Because he auto hits the Harpy because it's knocked down.
Gotcha.
So he gets 2 gunshots on the Harpy again.
Woo. Aha, I don't have to go to that one. No, is he not shooting Moros?
No, he's shooting the Harpy. He's going to buy attacks on...
Well, he didn't shoot the...
Yeah, it was a shield guard, the shot.
Oh, okay. Hits.
Shooting, I don't have any charge either. So that's it for me. Top of the 5th. Earthquake time. 3. Really good at 3. 1.
He's trying to get rid of Garryth and didn't do enough damage.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, if you can dismount Skyrah, that'd be great.
Yeah, but he knocked Moros down. Is probably just going to beat the bejesus out of him.
Yeah, because Moros is blinded and knocked down now.
Yeah.
So best he's got on him is he's going to be able to have 1 focus, unless he takes out his Cortex. Given a Siege Animatrix is somewhat likely. Although he's going to put some damage into that Harpy instead. Which I think makes some sense, right? The Harpy's probably maybe a little bit more scary in melee. Well, there's a Harpy.
Yep. So he has Moros knocked down
And blinded.
And
right?
blinded. So Moros has acrobatics and parry, so the fact that he's engaged doesn't matter, but blind and knocked down
yeah.
is relevant.
Yeah.
So he went ahead and killed the Harpy and is threatening to kill that AFG and or Moros next turn. I mean, in honesty, the Supreme Guardian is really threatening right now. It did take 9 damage from a feet shot or feet attack, but
that's pretty gnarly. We'll go back to the other camera just so we can get a nice view of these guys painted models. So, take a look at them painted models, boys.
yep.
Ladies.
So Garryth just got dismounted by a fire roll.
Woo! Gotta love that.
Okay, the AFG has Isle of Sight, so it's not blinded anymore.
Alright.
So he's got 2 AFGs.
Does he have 2 sources of Isle of Sight?
No, he has 2 because the one on the bottom wasn't blinded.
Well, that's pretty relevant.
Yeah, the Isle of Sight objective is really powerful and kind of pushes me away from Morghoul 2 a little bit. In this game, it was really relevant, but Brad also knew what Morghoul's feet did and knew that he needed to be within 4 inches.
Yeah. So that's the end of 2. Did anybody score last turn?
No.
Are we sure that Brad didn't score that top zone?
Brad didn't score
Not
because
Brad, Mayhew.
he doesn't have a whole unit in there.
Is that not a Venator catapult in there?
I mean, you can check it out. It might be. Yeah, he scored 2. Yeah, so he scored 2, and this is top of 3. So this might become a scenario issue now. The AFGs are just less mobile, right? So Eris is blinded.
Garryth is blinded.
Yeah.
So he's got some pretty clutch models in there that are blinded, which could be a problem.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not entirely sure Moros is blinded now that I think about where that trident was.
Right. Well, Morris was blind because they mentioned that he was blind. She was blind. Yeah. They're talking about him being blind.
No, so I believe the Derp Turtle is within 4 inches of the flag, and so he is contesting that flag. It doesn't quite look like it from up here, but it seems like they measured it out.
Yep. Garryth is armor piercing a turtle. Yeah.
How much did you just do to it?
So then he casts Mortality. Did quite a bit of damage to the turtle. I think 14 or 16, something gross. turtle's still up, but he's taking a bunch of damage.
Yes, the 3 is better.
I was right. I shouldn't have interrupted. Oh well. So I think that turtle's about to die.
Yeah. He took a couple armor-piercing shots in his mortality. Like, that turtle's going to die.
I think I actually overestimated that Trident was actually in a better place than I was thinking. Because he had a feat before a bunch of other stuff. Or at least felt he had to. He didn't get as many models in on the blind effect than I thought he did.
Alright, so we should guard it to a brute.
Oh, so that top turtle just died too, right? The bottom one?
Yeah.
The top one's not looking too great either.
Alright, so they're 10 inches away from these guys at 9 inches.
Technically, this guy is going to be closer.
So it sounds pretty much like we have the AFGs left.
Well, going up 2 is big because, you know,
Yeah.
like we said, Brad's still able to pull pieces off the table, meaningful pieces
Yeah.
too, like off the table, and so being up by 2 and still not really being able to score unless he clears this, unless he kills. I think he has Skyrah too, but he probably wants to keep him on the flag,
Yeah.
especially if he can clear off this dirt turtle.
Well, Moros was able to walk through the turtle. She sacked her combat action to move. Oh, Garryth charges the turtle. He wants to finish it.
He's bracketed hitting force base.
Well, that one doesn't have mortality, so that one's not hurt as much, right?
No, that's the mortality turtle. I'm almost positive. Yep.
Just touching your game. That's rough. Oh, so he had to use all of his souls to get
to kill the trident. Yeah, and there's the turtle.
Yeah, that's pretty big. But
Well, so one of the other problems with Garryth's feat is just doing damage on your opponent's turn. So basically, he's getting a double turn of damage. So like in one turn he wouldn't be able to do this, but with like a turn and a half, he's going to do a bunch of damage to that Supreme Guardian because it took 9 damage last turn, and it looks like it might have already had damage on it before. So
well, that was the brute's dying.
yeah, which is relevant because
Do you know how many shots he has left? He just missed.
I think he has just the AFG, just that bottom AFG is left, and he wants to shoot that Supreme Guardian.
That's probably enough.
Yeah. And so he's got 2 turtles off the board.
Yeah, this Supreme Guardian, I think, needs to not.
Well, the other issue is the Supreme Guardian doesn't threat the AFGs because it can't charge them.
Well, I'm just thinking scenario because he wants that AFG to clear that top zone.
Yep.
So he can score it. And so that's pretty important.
Yep.
He's gonna run Eris because she's blind, but
Yeah.
I think he can clear this bottom zone.
Yep.
He's gonna score his flag, and Brad's gonna score his flag. So
So it'll be 3-1.
3-1.
Nope.
Oh, he's not gonna score.
He's gonna score his flag.
Yeah, so it'll be 3-1. And
That flag's in a really unfortunate place in that cloud. I love it.
yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I think, that's why I like hazards and stuff, is that actually forces a fairly meaningful decision on
Yep.
your side. Like,
Yep. So it's 3-1.
3-1. They just switch over.
And I don't think everything else is short.
So Matt wants to score 3 and contest the flag, which means killing the means killing Iris and a Jack in the south zone and Moros in the top zone.
So I think you can definitely kill Moros. Well, he has to also kill those rifles, but I think that's easy because he's got that Supreme Guardian.
I wonder if the Supreme Guardian can just Thresher and kill all of them.
Yeah. Like, yes.
Right, like he can just Thresher and
fill himself with souls. And
yeah, I mean he should have souls anyway. At least 2 from the turtles. I don't know that Mayhew put them on there, but turtles are a living model, so they have souls.
yeah.
A thing frequently people forget is that your Warbeasts are living, and so like Zal2's like, cool, put that soul somewhere. The Supreme Guardian is like, cool, put that soul somewhere. Generally on me.
Yeah. So I think this one's a lot more interesting than last game. All right, well, I've got to go deal with something.
Yep. Oh, this Archidon pass, which is really relevant. Pass that threshold check. All right, so Jack in the South has 15 boxes.
Yeah. Just figured we try to get a charge off. But then again, I got
All right, so he's.
This is with a 7.
Well, he moved the telemetry solo up and just took a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, he asked if he had dodge first, so he didn't screw anything up.
Yep.
But the Archidon passes threshold check, Rob, which is relevant and this Jack in the bottom has 15 boxes. So I think it is doable for him to score these 3 points.
I think the hard one is actually going to be Iris, but he's got a lot over there that's got boosted attacks. I think he has Morghoul.
Yeah. I actually think the top is going to be rough if the Supreme Guardian can't get in a good position.
I think if he can snipe out that one model he's got line 2, he's got great position because he can kill that unit, maybe that solo.
And Morris has 15 hit points left.
And he's dodge. He does not dodge, but he's high def.
Yeah.
He's got 1 soul on the Supreme Guardian. No, 2 souls on the Supreme Guardian.
Yeah, he should have at least 2.
Supreme Guardians, do they gain souls from enemy models?
No. Supreme Guardians only gain their own.
So if he snaps off, like, he doesn't need beast handlers much anymore.
Yeah, he can run a beast handler in range to get threshered. Okay, he's shooting with the catapult. He's a 9. Misses. Okay, so he's going to scatter it. 3 inches to the 6, which is probably not going to do anything relevant.
Large bait. Oh. No, I think it's not going to do this
Power 7 on the large base.
Oh, on the solo.
Oh, on the solo.
Ooh, that's
no.
actually a big deal.
That's really relevant.
That's a big deal right there.
Yep.
And I think he got, looks like Skorne. Oh, Skorne's still on fire.
Yep. Garryth has 5 boxes, right? So.
All right, so we've got the Brute going in on either...
On this Jack, yeah.
Iris? Oh, the Jack?
I'm pretty sure he's on the Jack. My guess would be that Morghoul goes on Iris to close the game.
Yes.
Morghoul's mat 8.
I think he can get her in the back arc.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, when he's hitting her on, like, she's 17, right? So, or is she only 15?
16. Maybe she's 15. I'm not sure.
It doesn't matter. The point
He's
is
hard as heck to hit, but he's high enough mat.
Yep. Movement's out on that Jack, which is relevant.
Goes off on a 10. You can't deny. I guess the Typhus can deny. It's this guy.
All right, looks like he's got 3 boxes left. So Brute looks like he might be able to.
I got a 10. So,
Yep, Brute takes him out.
can't be here. It's the only one I can see.
Very relevant.
So that now that Archidon plus the Husk plus Morghoul plus I think a couple other models over there have a chance to kill Iris.
Yeah.
And so that's a pretty big deal. We've got the Supreme Gentleman going in to be a jerk face.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where he goes. Okay. Yeah, he's trying to get 3 on Moros and he's trying to get 3 on everybody, I think.
Well, so he only has to kill. Oh wait, no, take up. He has to it has take up, I believe. So he has to kill all 3, or he's gonna have to buy another attack on that guy.
Well, yeah, he's just gonna have to. So I think they agreed that he's within range, but I didn't hear. Yep, he is in range on Sad Jack. So everybody got hit, and he got take up. Skyrah's dead.
This one matters.
Dice +2.
Oh, okay. Signs of importance. Hit.
No. He rolled all the hits first. So he did 9 with the first swing on Morris. So Morris has 6 left. So they're miscounting soul tokens right now. He doesn't know why he had 2 soul tokens, and the answer was C. Genomaterixes.
Dead Moros.
Yep.
So
he's gonna fail because he miscounted the souls.
Oh, because he doesn't believe he has another soul.
He said, oh, I killed these models. And he said, no, you only killed 1. And I was like, yeah, but he got both of the souls for the C. Genomaterixes. But I'm not gonna
keep track of your own counters, guys. Because that's an optional rule, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a force.
I mean, like the soul arrives. It just
unless you go sign it somewhere, it doesn't go anywhere, right? Because it's an optional rule.
He is within 8 of that model, so he. Oh no, he was within 8 of Garryth. Never mind. Yep, picks up Iris.
He's gonna score that bottom zone, I think. So that'll put him at.
He's gonna have to put Morghoul in that zone to score, which means he's not gonna be able to.
He's still over by that flag, I think.
No, he's not gonna be able to clear that top zone.
Yeah, the top zone. That's that take up's pretty rough, and I think
10, but it's hitting on 5. They're -1.
not remembering.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and they're talking about it correctly, but it sounded like they were talking about models being killed, like him killing his own models, which is not why he had souls.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to convene with them later about that, find out what that is, if it was an error or we just missed something. Which is,
I mean, I'm assuming that we missed something.
I feel like they have a better grasp of their list than we do.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'll go tell us. Mayhew has 24 minutes, and Brad is at 19. So they still got a fair amount of game left.
Right.
And they're running out of pieces, so those turns are going to be substantially quicker than they have been in the past.
Yep. So Mayhew goes up to 6.
Mayhew's at 6.
Well, he can't. If he's up at 6, he wins. So he must be at 5.
There it is. I got it.
Yeah, he didn't. So the Supreme Guardian's going to die because he only has 10 boxes left. I think that was Mayhew's push. There's going to be a lot of shooting. Guardian's just about to eat an armor-piercing shot and die.
I mean, the Guardian's dead.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be.
It's gonna be a long one because I don't know what he's got left to really do much against those.
He doesn't have the tools really to deal with the AFGs. He's going to have to score a point somehow. He's going to have to score enough points. But I think we're at the point where Brad is going to start scoring.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be rough for maybe to pull this out. I mean, he might be able to just keep the game honest and live for.
Yeah, I mean, he might be able to.
4 more turns.
Yeah,
right?
he might be able to turn 7 him, I guess, or clock him.
Because
but
this is top of 4.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if he can't kill the AFGs, maybe he doesn't actually have. Not maybe. Brad doesn't have a lot to score the zones.
Yeah, that's fair.
So like
he may have run out of
things to score. I think he can only
score.
score that flag. So he's actually only got the flag and then the objective.
Yeah.
So he can get 2 points this turn. I don't know if he has any more units. See, double check what he had for units in the first place.
He didn't have units.
He had the rifle team, so he can score the top zone. So he's going to score that top zone.
Yep, which is going to be bad.
Which is rough. But he does have the ability to remove that. So this is going to be a weird one. I think this is going to come down to clock management and keeping his caster alive. I mean, and he can land mortality on that AFG, right?
Yeah.
So if he gets mortality on the AFG, you know, the Arcanine might be able to do enough work that.
Yeah, it only has 24 boxes.
And he's there. He can walk to it. The Brute's about to die, though.
He is firing at the Arcanine now.
Well, yeah, because he gets the he knocks the Brute down to get rid of the shield guard, and then he's going after the Arcanine. He's gonna run that. Is that a mechanic? Oh, he's trying to keep it out of.
He's trying to keep it out of range of the Brute. Yeah.
That's kind of hard. It can charge him, right? He must be trying to keep it out of walking threat.
Yeah.
Because he got Fury 6 caster. He doesn't have the ability. Yes. So he's going to be making threshold checks.
Yep.
That's why. So that's also going to be hard for Mayhew here.
Yeah.
He's got to roll pretty well on these threshold checks.
They're determining whether or not he has cover. Alright. Brad scores 2.
So Brad gets 2. Yeah, so this is going to end up being a tight game. We'll see how it goes. I think Brad...
No, Brad scores 2. He's up to 3.
Let's go. He's up to 3. Sorry. Yeah, so...
This is actually the back of the cheese.
These threshold checks, this threshold check is going to matter.
I just sold off the cheese.
He goes crazy.
He goes, oh wait, no, it's Brute's, okay.
There's a guy named on Etsy.
Yeah, that's rough.
Tyro model maker. There's a bunch of other ways I think.
The Brute missed the Arcanine, which is pretty dope.
That's good, but still losing his activation for a turn.
Yep.
I'm likely the other guy.
And the Arcanine goes crazy. That's bad.
Yep.
It's really bad. I mean, he's got that husk to clear the zone again. But that means that Brad has another turn of shooting.
Yep.
Because if that Arcanine hadn't gone nuts, the Arcanine might have, I mean, on 2 Fury probably doesn't do it, but he needs to get some work done into that Arcanine, into the Cricket.
Yeah, Morghoul's apparating in front of the wall, so Morghoul's going to have to do something.
I
He's
feel like he's
probably
going to
cast sprint. Yeah. What he probably should do is, what would be really nice, I know he can't do it, Morghoul's really, really annoying into battle engines because he just has blind on his fan. So Morghoul can stand next to a battle engine and blind it all game and be an ass. like Morghoul theoretically, after the Tridents are dead, can walk next to the AFG and just kind of flap it with his Uhura fan dance, and like you can't shoot him, and he's defense functionally 20. It's awful.
Yeah.
Like the other AFG can shoot at him, but I don't know that the AFGs innately have Black Penny, so he's still at defense 20.
Yep.
So.
Even if it's not really the meta unit anymore. Actually, I haven't. Nowadays, I think.
All right, we're boosting at some more solos.
Yeah, he's got to keep the scenario in his favor, right? Like,
In like 10 games, it's gone for 2 charges.
I actually don't know if he can kill that that heavy rifle team anymore. Top, because I'm not sure. I think it's a telemetry solo up there.
Oh,
Or he
that
can-
guy took 3, so he's still alive, which is bad.
Yeah, that's bad. So, I mean, he can run a beast handler over there
Yeah,
to stop him from scoring.
yeah, but if he's not scoring, it's really just delaying.
Also, I think Mayhew got a point. Well, what would have been cool is if he could have killed that and then contested.
Yeah.
He could have. I think he has a solo to run over there.
I think my favorite thing ever is when you start scoring your opponent's side of the table.
Yeah. Well, so also I'm looking at this and I'm saying, you know, what would be really nice is even if he didn't kill that AFG, if he could have killed. He ran so hot last turn, it might have been impossible. But he could have tried to go in on the objective, because the objective might be just as hard, if not, it might be easier to just get off the table than an AFG. And if he can contest and score 2 points this turn.
Oh, he ghost shotted the rifle team.
Got it?
Yeah, he hit it. It was only 4 strength, but he boosted it, so he.
Okay, so he's gonna go and contest
here he
up here
goes.
with the beast handlers,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
He's getting him ready to contest more. / he's getting.
Yep.
I think he's getting that beast handler ready to, if everybody else dies, go score that zone.
Yep.
Hey,
Hi.
I was just curious about your video so far.
I'll talk to you after we're done streaming.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yep. Morghoul is charging this guy in the back.
Yeah, so he's going to be sprinting away, would be my guess. And so he will get a score, looks like, I think 2.
He boosted just to make sure he hit him.
Yeah, so he's going to score 2.
And now
which
he's
will put him at 8, which might be game. If I'm right and he scored if he scored a flag last turn like I think he did, that's game. Right? I'm going to go double check.
That's fine. Just let him. They'll shake hands. Yep.
I'm not entirely clear why, but he didn't score a point last turn, so it's now 7-3.
Yep.
So
I don't think he had a solo on the flag.
he does. I'm just not entirely. It might not be a solo. It looks like one, but I'm not sure, and I don't want to interrupt. They're pretty low on clock right now.
Yeah.
He might have also. Oh, he might have had solo something over there to contest it
Yeah.
that I missed.
Nothing. They're checking what's on the flags.
So that. Oh. No, remember, I think the AFG shot it off, and he moved the model on.
Yeah.
I think that's what actually happened. So that AFG, I don't think he has much left to contest over there. So I think that AFG's not going to get an aim.
Yeah, I think the issue is these AFGs can't aim now, right? Because they have to get in zones. There's nothing else to block.
Yes.
But the other thing is, if he can keep Morghoul alive, he might just win on turn 7. because this
Yeah,
is
'cause
top
not
of 5.
top of 5, right?
Yep. Yep. So we're doing more damage to the brute.
Brute did a lot better than some
Yep.
other stuff, man. He took
And
some good
this
shots.
Archidon's on 1 box.
Archidon's on what? Oh god.
The brute got knocked down.
Archidon can't be.
So the this other AFG is going to try and shoot him, which is
Outside of aiming.
rough. Like, this is a rough.
And he needs to get, well, he's got Garryth to get that guy out there.
He's taking another shot with the AFG. He's taking that second shot.
Oh, I bet he's trying to use, he's going to try and use Garryth to get rid of the Archidon.
To get what?
Get rid of that Archidon?
Yeah.
Oh, did he miss?
He just didn't damage him. He did 4 damage. He has 5 boxes. So he didn't remove the solo.
So that means,
That means he has to score.
so Garryth, well, or he's going to have to activate, he has to activate Garryth to kill him.
Yeah. So that AFG's in the zone now. Which
So he's going to kill that guy to stop contesting. That beast handler up there.
Yep.
That'll hit, I think.
Yeah.
Are they? No, because they are. Okay, yeah, well. They're at 7 base? 6 base?
No, they're 6, but he rolled a 7.
Oh, and their defense 13.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll miss.
That one did miss. So Garryth's activating. Brad said, quote, do you want to be real brave? Garryth.
So he's going to go ahead and.
He's going to kill both of those beasts with Garryth.
Yeah. Well, he's got to kill that guy on the flag.
Oh, yeah, he's going to kill the Archidon and the... Well, he's probably going to kill the brute. Because the brute still has shield. Oh, the brute's knocked down. Yep. He hits. If he doesn't roll 2s, the Archidon's dead.
Archidon dies.
Nope, he's asking about that brute.
So he did Spitfire, right? Which is reload?
Yeah.
Or is it 3 shots?
It's reload.
Oh! Boosting to hit the last shot. That'll kill
So
him.
that got Marquette.
Alright,
So
so...
Garryth's on 3, I want to say.
And then he's going to run and gun, right? That's his rule, right? I don't know.
Run and gun?
I don't remember what it is. Or Repo 5 or something?
Yeah, Repo 5.
Is that what it is? Yeah, that's right. He started with run and gun. That was bad.
Yep.
Alright, so...
Yep, he's camping 3. He's like, oh, maybe you don't kill me when I'm here.
So Brad's going to score a point.
Yeah, Brad's going to score the flag.
The flag. So it'll be
4-7. Yep. And this is bottom of 5.
Bottom of 5. And so... Unfortunately, that AFG's like fresh.
Yep.
I don't think Morghoul kills it, right?
Pal 13 Weapon Master, dice off 5.
Yeah, maybe it does. Can he get in a position to... but then he can't score that... I don't know if he's got a solo left to score that flag. It might be that thing might... It's too far away. I think that might be a solo up top. That's telemetry solo. I think it's too far away to score the flag.
At this point, Mayhew really is, I think, just in don't lose town.
I think you're right, because as long as he scores a point every turn and contests this flag, right, he's got a decent shot of just ending it in 2 turns, a point or 2 up.
I don't think he checked that he was contesting that. There he goes. So he's contesting both of those right now. And he's shooting with his Extoller Soulward into this guy. Or I think this is his Arc Node.
Did he hit? Or
So
did
it's a
he-
PAL 13.
Does he boost damage?
Yep, PAL 13 should kill Champagne Knight.
Oh, so now Garryth has to, well, he has repo,
Right, but
but he can only score 1 now. So
Yep.
that's really big.
Yep.
I don't think he has any more solos.
I actually don't know if Mayhew stays alive that Brad can win. Because if he can only score 1 a turn,
Yeah, I think he can only score 1 a turn now.
which means there's only 2 turns left, he can't get to 7.
Yeah. Well, the question is can Mayhew then score a point? And I think the answer is yes.
Well, he doesn't have to. With 2 more turns,
Well, if they're both tied at 7.
no, at 2 more turns, 4 plus 2 is 6.
Oh, you're right. My bad. Math is hard. I'll go double check though. Now we're not missing something. I don't think he has any.
No, you're fine.
models.
You don't need to worry about it.
Yeah. So Mayhew's now on the don't die front. I think.
I mean, he's doing work, right? Which is what he needs to do. He's doing some shots, just making sure that Brad can't score, which is what he needs to do.
I mean, he's pretty safe there, right? He's on the other side of a battle engine,
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, and it's a blind battle engine.
blind battle engine. He's got stealth,
Yeah.
steady, and he's sitting on 3 Fury.
Yep.
And I assume he's gonna put that that brute within shield guard and like 1 Fury down. Be
Yeah.
my guess. I mean, it's pretty dead up.
Yep, so he's
and then
dead.
now he can't sprint anymore. So
So he's on 2 transfers and will have a shield guard.
yeah,
Now, the problem is the brute has 5 boxes, so that transfer is basically an overboost.
yeah. Well, I think it's a shield guard is what it is,
Yeah.
because you just do that. That way you don't even take the hit.
Okay, so the brute has Animist, which is the right call.
Yeah, don't get slammed. Uh
He's
oh.
just blocking line of sight.
Oh yeah, but he's got to go over it, so he can't. Yeah. And then
Because he's going to score. It'll go to 8-4.
he'll score. And
And
he's
he's-
gonna try and kill do
and
some
he's
work on the
charging the
objective.
objective.
Yeah.
This is a tight game. This was a.
This is a good one. This is much better than the last 2 games we've had. Not that those were bad games, but this
But-
was a lot more.
This was a lot more back and forth, a lot more tactical.
Yeah.
This one really kind of showcases how live the scenario is.
Yeah.
Because, Mayhew got up early and kind of just is riding that, even though he had a bad attrition turn swing. Yep, so it's 4-8, and this is top of 6.
And the crickets have how many shots?
2.
2. And they can't. This one can't aim at the things it wants to aim at,
Right.
except for maybe that. So Garryth will probably aim for armor piercing or maybe multi-shots, depending on what that model is. I can't tell.
It's a husk.
Oh, so that's a tough one. Probably armor piercing. Wait, it is tough. So multi-shot, I think, is the right choice.
Yeah, it's a 13-15. He doesn't really need armor piercing.
Yeah, but it could tough. So right, that's tough, right?
Yeah.
Here. So he's going to take out some of these beast handlers to get rid of some of that obnoxious. Well, and also what's really funny is if he removes that AFG, he could potentially score the top circle.
Yeah. Well, so he's Garryth's doing some killing. He's doing some Spitfires. Yep, that guy's dead.
So also here's the problem. So even if Brad scores a point, Mayhew scores a point this turn because it's 5-9, and then unless somehow he snipes out that beast handler,
Yeah.
Mayhew scores 2 points next turn.
Yeah.
And it's turn 7, so Wow, it's the end of turn 6.
I'm sorry, that brute was full. I thought he must have been talking about something else that had 5 boxes.
Might have been the Husk.
The Husk has 8 though, so
Well, maybe it's been hurt. Oh.
yeah.
We're doing a real good job here, guys. Ooh, such a good job. This one's a lot more fun. It's been fun.
They
So,
both
we'll score a point.
they both score 1. Yep.
Yep. So it's gonna be 5-9.
Yep.
And it's bottom of 6.
Yep.
I think Mayhew's got this, unless he gets killed.
Yep.
I think he's got it, period, actually.
Well, I mean, if he dies, he doesn't, right?
No, I think he has it, period. He may not see it, but he has it. He runs. All he has to do is he runs that beast handler, if that's a beast handler, and I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
into the bottom zone. And then he just runs Morghoul onto the flag. He gets 2 points. He brings the Husk up to contest that flag.
If it's 5-9, doesn't he just need?
So he needs to move that up to
He needs
contest.
1 point in contest. If it's 5-9, he only has to win by 5, right?
Yeah,
So
you're right.
contest
So
the
that's
flag,
game.
contest the flag, swap clock, win.
Yeah, so that's game.
Yep, 11-5.
So
there
that's
it is.
game, guys.
Yep,
So
there
that
it
was
is.
11-5.
Man, that was a good one.
Well, no, 5. Yeah. Oh, because of the catapults down there.
Yep.
There's a whole catapult. So that's 11-5. That is game. That was actually a pretty great game to watch. Ends on bottom of 6. 11-5. Goes to Mayhew bunting. Was a good game. Skorne takes it out over Defenders Vibes. We'll be coming up soon. This time you won't have nearly as long of a wait for the next round, as this one was down to the wire. Thanks for watching. We'll be back, and we're the Mysterious Talking Getty Men.